Hello, mic check 1 2 3.
नमस्कार सर पांडे सर. Good afternoon, one and all present on this e-platform. Good afternoon, everyone. And we all join here for celebrating the World IP Day. So I will start with wishing that your creativity shine and your intellectually blooms with each passing day. God gifted a wonderful thing called brain to mankind, and Mother Nature endowed them with abundant physical and biological resources on the earth. Man started creating his own words by application of brains and mind. By utilizing of these natural resources, man has also been gifted with imagination and creativity. With his imagination and creativity, he has been producing various articles or products for his needs, comfort, and convenience. In the earlier era, the creation and innovation by him fell in public domain. These were the common properties. Anybody could use and copy these without any restriction, reservation of the payment. However, with the passage of time, the importance and the value of these creations were realized. By the end of the 20th century, the image, the things created and invented by human mind were recognized as an intellectual property of the owner. The owner's right properties were accepted and is known as intellectual property rights. Today we are joined here to celebrating this intellectual property day, that is 26th April 2022. It is my immense pleasure in welcoming you all, and especially a tremendous personality who always motivates us, our director, Professor H.M. Suryavanshi. He always encourages us for each and every activity for uplifting the individuals as well as the institute. I heartily welcome the man of honor, Sri Sasidhar, Senior Scientific Officer, Himcoste, who accepted our invitation just on a phone call and made it possible to deliver a talk on filing and drafting patent, which will be very helpful to our faculty and researchers of NIT Hamirpur. I also welcome the backbone of the institute, the deans and heads of the various departments and centers, faculties and students of NIT Hamirpur. We specially organize this talk to know how to convert your idea into patentable work and further processes of the filing and drafting the patent in India and abroad. Create the future today by encouraging creativity and innovation on the day. I again welcome you all on this e-platform. Now I would like to invite Professor Meenakshi Jain, Dean R&C, to say a few words. Madam, please.
Thank you, Ramesh Vatsji. And as we all know, today we are celebrating the World Intellectual Property Day, and it is celebrated every year on 26th April. With this, I welcome Dr. Sridharji, who has been very kindly given his consent to be the part of this prestigious day. And I'm very thankful, as you have already said, our director, honorable director.
हाँ जी, start कर दिया हमने.
I'm very thankful to our director for giving us, for being very kind and giving us the permission within no time. And I'm very, I welcome all faculty members, staff members, students of this institute for joining this day. And I'm very sure this day will be very fruitful, and they will come out with wonderful ideas, wonderful startups, and they will be converted into the patents. And I welcome all of you. And we all know this day was established in the year 2000, and 26th April was chosen as the day of the World Intellectual Property Day because it coincides with the day of one convention which established the World Intellectual Property Organization, which entered into force in 1970. This year, the theme of this focuses on intellectual property and youth innovating for a better future. The event was established by WIPO to raise awareness of how patents, copyrights, trademarks, and design impact on daily life, and to celebrate creativity and the contribution made by creators and innovators. We explore how these innovative, energetic, and creative minds are driving positive changes. Young inventors, creators, and entrepreneurs can use intellectual property rights to achieve their goals, generate income, create jobs, tackle local and global challenges, support community and national development. Can you hear me on? Hello? Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Yes, Meenakshi, you're audible.
Yeah. Okay. So we are very thankful for the HIMCOS Day and for NRDC as well. In fact, we were having another expert from NRDC today, but because of the paucity of the time, he could not join with us today. And we have Shashi Dharji, who will be deliberating on this, how to file the patent, how to publish those patents. And further, this day will be celebrated again, maybe partially it will be celebrated on this month only, 30th April, it will be again the lecture from NRDC will be there, where he will further talk about the patent, because it's a very important issue, and the young minds, they need to innovate, they must be having some very good ideas, and they can be changed into the patents. With this, I will request Dr. Shashi Dharji to please handle the stage. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, ma'am. And thank you, Dr. Vatsji, for providing me this opportunity to deliver a talk on this important topic of intellectual property rights. So, ma'am, I would like to ask that, am I audible, ma'am?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. So as today is World Intellectual Property Day, and most of us know that this activities on this day generally revolve around a central theme. So theme for this year's Intellectual Property Day is intellectual property and youth innovating for a better future. So innovation has its own place. While we are inventing something, we are doing some research at some university or some institute like NIT, IITs. So innovation has its own place. Then by way of this innovation, we can modify our invention as per consumer needs, as per market demand. So innovation, I would be discussing this in detail, innovation and invention in this today's topic. And I would also like to throw light some of our future activities that we have collaborated with National Institute of Technology Hamirpur, and that we are having a IPR cell also there, and I think Dr. Ramesh is the nodal officer of that cell. And when we were drafting that IPR policy for NIT, then we had made many interactions with Dr. Santosh ji at that time, and we drafted thereafter policy, IPR policy for the National Institute of Hamirpur, NIT Hamirpur. So as I was informed in the last meeting that that policy is in place now, and NIT is working for that IP, for implementation of IPRs and all issues related to IPRs as per that policy. So institute, it's important that NIT has now IP policy in place. So how you invent now, how you manage your intellectual property, what are the ways and means how you are filing your intellectual properties, and what are the pros and cons of all the processes that I think you might be now knowing all aspects of intellectual property now. The presentation that I am having today is about intellectual property rights, innovations, and patents. So should I start now for the presentation?
Yes, sir, you must.
So is it visible, ma'am?
Yes, sir.
Yes, no. So is it visible now?
It is visible. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. So the topic of today's lecture is innovation and patent. So these both of these words have a separate meaning. Patent is some right that is given to the inventor by virtue of their invention, by way of rights for that invention. And
I'm not able to see the presentation. I don't know if it is visible to Meenakshi ma'am, but it is not visible.
So is it visible, sir, or not?
It is visible, Panditji. It's visible. We can see it.
Now I'm moving the slides.
Yeah, it is visible.
Okay. So, what I want to stress is that how innovation is different than inventions, and how it is different than patent. What patents actually are and what intellectual property is actually. So, what is the difference between the different forms of intellectual property rights? So, first of all, we would like to speak on innovation. So, when you invent something, then it is in the development. Then it goes into the development phase. Actually, innovation is a process which starts with your idea. That starts with your idea. Then you work on that idea. Then you reach at some product. That product is your invention. But then you better know whether your product is according to the market needs or not. Then thereafter, when you take a survey of that market, what kind of product is required in the market, and then accordingly, you shape your invention. So the meaning is that when you shape your invention as per consumer feedback, that is your innovation. So innovation emerges from your invention. So that is the difference between innovation and invention. That innovation is a process which generally depends upon the consumer feedback or the market feedback, and that the whole process of innovation that also depend upon the type of your invention and what are the modifications that you need to do in your innovation so that the product is easily adapted by the markets. So that is your innovation. So while speaking in terms of patent basically is the most important form of intellectual property rights basically. So it's a type of intellectual property right which is governed by national laws, as well as there are bodies which are at the global level like World Intellectual Property Organization and World Trade Organization, which are the TRIPS agreement of World Trade Organization, which are governing these laws of intellectual properties at the global level. So patent is most important form of that intellectual property, and other forms of intellectual property which have been defined by TRIPS agreement are copyrights, trademarks, then industrial designs, geographical indications, etc., which I am going to deliberate on next slides. So we are having at HIMCOSTE, we are having HP Patent Information Center, which is supported and catalyzed by a patent facilitation center of type.
Excuse me, sir. शशिधर जी, अपनी जो प्रेजेंटेशन है ना, इसको फुल स्क्रीन कर दो. ये राइट हैंड साइड में टूल बार में कप है ना, इसको क्लिक करो.
मैं कर रहा था पर उसके बाद मेरे पास विजिबल नहीं रह रही है. अब देखिए, अब आपको क्लियर आ रही है. नाउ यू कैन सी दिस. Sir, is it visible to you?
सेम है सर, विजिबल तो है लेकिन छोटी है ना साइड में, जो ये दिखाई दे रही है ना लेफ्ट साइड में,
हाँ जी हाँ जी।
ये
मेरे पास
बंद हो जाए, अगर फुल स्क्रीन कर देंगे तो ये बंद हो जाएगी ऑटोमेटिकली।
नहीं, मैंने फुल स्क्रीन कर दिया हुआ है अपने पास ना, मेरे पास फुल स्क्रीन है अभी।
अच्छा
जी
चलो
जी।
ठीक है सर।
तो अभी आपके पास फुल स्क्रीन नहीं है अभी?
नहीं, मैं हमारे पास नहीं, फुल स्क्रीन नहीं है।
सर सॉरी टू इंटरप्ट, इसको शेयर द कंप्लीट स्क्रीन के थ्रू करेंगे ना, शेयर योर एंटायर विंडो, तब ये फुल स्क्रीन पे जाएगा सर। ये गूगल क्लासरूम में थोड़ा सा डिस्काउंट कीजिए।
तो अभी
शेयर योर एंटायर विंडो ऑप्शन से करेंगे तब इट विल गो टू द फुल स्क्रीन मोड।
जस्ट मिनट सर, मैंने अभी इसको एंटायर स्क्रीन पे तो नहीं आ
सर
रहा है।
इसको प्रेजेंट नाउ में ना दोबारा से करिए। प्रेजेंट
Share your
नाउ में
entire
जाके
window.
उसमें एंटायर स्क्रीन आएगी, उस पे करिए।
एंटायर विंडो, यस।
या
मैं एंटायर स्क्रीन में कर रहा हूँ लेकिन एंटायर स्क्रीन पे नहीं आ रहा है। एंटायर स्क्रीन कर रहा हूँ सर, ऑप्शन पर नहीं आ रहा है इसमें ना, ये नहीं आ रहा है।
फिर शेयर करो सर, उसको शेयर करो एंटायर स्क्रीन, फिर शेयर करो।
अब देखिए मेरे पास यही आ रहा है, देखिए अभी इस पे शेयर कर दिया मैंने। नहीं आ रहा है इसमें।
वो आपकी फोटो के ऊपर जहाँ है
यही आ रहा है ना अंतिम के लिए। कोई बात नहीं, चल पड़ेगा, ऐसे कर लेता हूँ नहीं, रहने दो पहले। So is it visible, sir?
Yes, sir. You can continue now like this only. I think it's okay.
Okay, so
Continue, sir.
okay, ma'am, thank you. So we are having at Himcost a patent information center with us. The objectives of that center is to create awareness about intellectual property rights and especially about patents, geographical indications in the state of Himachal Pradesh. And we are also providing patent search facilities to scientists, researchers who are approaching us from different R&D institutions, different universities, and from different government sectors. So we help them by way of conducting patent searches. And thereafter, if those inventions are found novel, if they have the criteria of novelty, then we forward those applications to Department of Science and Technology, Government of India, for further seeking financial grant and further filing with Patent Office, Government of India. So this is one of most major objectives of our Patent Information Center. So we are receiving from many universities right now many patent applications, and we are conducting on regular basis patent searches, and thereafter we are forwarding such applications to Department of Science and Technology for further filing with Patent Office, Government of India. Then thereafter we also help in registration of geographical indications. In fact, we are the nodal agency in the state of Himachal for identification of possible potential products for registration as geographical indications with the Government of India. So till date, we have obtained registration for 9 products, and we are working on many other products, which I would be covering in the next slides. And we also guide inventors about whether their patents, what are their platforms where they can commercialize their inventions with either with TIFAC or with NRDC or with other government bodies or other partners, where they can seek financial benefits and they can accrue benefits from their patented inventions. So as we were discussing about innovation and invention, so we can speak that innovation is the creation of better or more effective products, processes, services, technologies, or ideas that are accepted by the markets, governments, and society. And invention refers to the use of new idea or method itself. Invention is based on creativity, and creativity is doing things that has not done before. So the basic idea of having An invention is that you are creating something, so that creativity belongs to you, and that creativity is your new novel idea. So that is your invention. So the rationale behind IP policy, intellectual property rights policy, is also similar, that the policy supports the idea of creativity, so that we can say that IP should be a continuous process there in your institute or some other institute. So IPR policy supports that innovation and inventions and creativity. So you can create inventions, more inventions. You can file those inventions as patents or other forms of IP, and the benefits that you accrue that from that IP, that your intellectual property right, that could be beneficial to both, to the inventor as well as to the institute. So both can have financial benefits, as well as they would be beneficial. They would get benefits from their intellectual property. So we can see that this bird is also an inventor, or we can say this bird is making dwellings for himself by way of innovation. How he is gathering those grasses and making his house. So this bird is also an innovator. So now you can see that human quest is to find some other alien bodies in some other places in extraterrestrial spaces. So this is by way of our creativity, that we most of the time, or we can see that we remain searching for new worlds. So that is also our creativity, and how we can find them. Those are by way of by inventing some telescopes, by some other means. So this is also our creativity, to search for another worlds. So examples of innovations are, you can see that this is a pen. How this pen from feather pen to then handle pen, then fountain pen, then now we can see the modern days pens. So all these are the result of our innovation, as per market needs, as per consumer feedback. So this is
Sir,
innovation.
slides are not moving, sir.
Now they are moving or not?
Yeah.
They are moving now.
Yeah, moving. Sir.
Okay, sir. So when I am going to full screen mode, then they are not moving, but now they are moving. Okay. So I was just discussing about this innovation and invention in these slides. So we can see that we are always in search of some other words. That is our creativity. So that creativity, if resulting in some new products, that is our invention. So those inventions can be beneficial to the society, and such inventions should be protected under intellectual property rights. So this example I was giving to you, then how this, first of all, we were having in the olden days, we were having this feather pen, then handle pen, and then to the modern days pens. All these are the result of innovation. And maybe tomorrow we can see modern version of these pens. So all these are the result of innovation. How your product is in demand in the market, that is important to you for making your innovation, for shaping your invention as per consumer feedback and as per market feedback. So as we were discussing, innovation leads to intellectual property. With the intervention of law, it results in intellectual property rights. So when we protect our intellectual property by way of patents, or by way of copyrights or trademarks, then this becomes your intellectual property rights. So you are having now rights on your intellectual property. No one else can use your IP without your permission, or we can say that these are your exclusive rights. So IPRs are exclusive rights, because they debar others. They cannot use your invention without your permission, or they cannot use your invention lawfully. So these are innovation, intellectual property, and IPR. So now discussing about types of IPRs. I think all of us might be knowing, but I think it's important to mention here. when WTO came, when the World Trade Organization came in the year 1995, after many round of negotiations, earlier there were GATS. I think you might be knowing that there were agreement which was known as GATT, General Agreements on Tariffs in Trade. So that was GATT, but that was not covering the trade in intellectual property. GATT was covering tariffs in physical, we can say that physical items, but that trade was not covering intellectual property. So there was always a chance of theft of intellectual property when this IT sector came and copying, etc., became very easy. There were many incidences of theft of intellectual property. Thereafter, WTO came in the year 1995. So WTO has a specific agreement, a special agreement on intellectual property, and that agreement is known as Trade-Related Intellectual Property Rights Agreement, that is TRIPS agreement. So TRIPS agreements provides for 7 forms of intellectual property because this agreement is totally dedicated to the protection of intellectual property at the members, at the country level, for all members of WTO. So as India was also member of WTO, so we also have to provide protection for these 7 forms of intellectual property. However, we were given 10 years time to make our laws compatible with TRIPS agreements, and that's why in the year 2005 we have to amend our patent laws as per TRIPS agreement. So all these 7 forms which are displayed here on the screen are a result of TRIPS agreement. Now our country provides protection for patents, trademarks, copyrights, designs, integrated layout circuits, geographical indications, trade secrets, plant varieties, and farmer rights. So we are having laws for all of these IPs, which are also recognized by other WTO member countries. Patent, as per definition of patent, a patent is an exclusive right granted for an invention, which is a product or a process that provides a new way of doing something or offers a new technical solution to a problem. A patent provides protection for the invention to the owner for the patent for a limited period, and this limited period as per our Patent Act of 2005 is now 20 years. Before that it was 14 years, but as per TRIPS conditions, now it is 20 years. Then trademark, as we all know, this is trademark for Apple. Trademark it's a brand name. It's a distinctive sign, different from other enterprises who are dealing in the same field. This identifies certain goods or services as produced or provided by a specific person or enterprise. This is trademark. The period of protection in Indian law now is 10 years. However, this is the only IP, only mark, only which can be renewed for indefinite period. After every 10 years, this could be renewed for indefinite period, as long as that enterprise needs or wants to renew it. Then industrial design, the outer shape of any article, any industrial article, its aesthetic shape that is produced by industry. It could be item of handicraft. It could be any other similar type of item which is dictated by its outer shape. So the registration term in the Designs Act is 15 years. It could not be renewed thereafter. So its term is 15 years. Then copyright and related rights. So copyright is also very important right for researchers, for who are involved, who are working on MTechs or PhD. So copyright is also very important for them because we all face, while doing our research work, we all face those conditions of plagiarism. We will have to avoid plagiarism, though all those are covered under copyright. So there are many examples which highlight the importance of copyright. So one is that you might have heard about the film 3 Idiots. I think all of us know that about this film. And this film was based on a novel which was written by Chetan Bhagat. The title of that novel is 5 Point Someone. So what happened when the success of the film grew and the producer Rajkumar Hirani started accruing benefits from this sale of his film, then Chetan Bhagat realized that he sold his copyright very cheaply. He approached the court, but court rejected his plea and told that court held that no one other is at fault but you yourself are at fault because you didn't adjust your copyright properly, so you are at loss now. So court didn't accepted his plea, so he lost the benefit which he would have otherwise accrued. And so we can understand how important this copyright can be. Similar is the example of Vishwabharati University, which was based on the copyrighted work of Rabindranath Ji, Gitanjali, etc. But when in the year around 2000, the term of copyright was lapsing, then university faced financial crisis because all salaries and all administration and management charges were based on the copyrighted work of, and the royalty that was based on the copyright of Rabindranath Ji. That university was under crisis. Then they approached the central government and requested them to further extend the term of copyright so that they can survive. Thereafter, after many rounds of negotiation with the government allowed them further extension of 10 years. And now the term of copyright now the term of copyright is 60 years thereafter. Otherwise, it was 50 years after the death of the author in literary works. So you can realize from here, you can realize the importance of copyright. So another important property, intellectual property, is geographical indication. The geographical indication is a sign used on goods that have a specific geographical origin and often possesses quality or a reputation that are due to that place of origin. So we also have worked a lot on this geographical indication, and we have obtained registrations for 9 products as I was mentioning earlier in my presentation, and also working on many products. Around 15 products we are working on for seeking geographical indication tag for them. Now we have seen that many rural people are informing us that they are accruing lots of benefit after registration of their products under geographical indications. So I would like to mention such a case. I would like to quote that when we obtained registration for chulli oil, it's apricot oil, mostly from Kinnaur region. So one of Panchayat Pradhan from Puh region in Kinnaur told us that when we obtained geographical indications for chulli oil, apricot oil, thereafter within 15 to 20 days after registration, he got a phone call from a Mumbai-based company with a demand of 500 liters of chulli oil. So he told them if they would have asked for 100 or 150 liters, then he would have arranged within 4 or 5 days. So because they are asking for 500 liters, then they will have to wait for around 1 month. So company at once agreed that you give us that chulli oil 500 liters within a period of 1 month, and we are ready to give you the amount in advance. So when they asked the price, he told that it's 2,000 rupees per liter. They immediately agreed. Then he told us that if he had told them 4,000 per liter, then also they would have agreed. Otherwise, at that time, the cost per liter in the market at Rikanpio was around 700 to 800 rupees per liter. So you can now see how much value addition that has taken place in case of chulli oil. So similar is the case with other GIs also, like in your adjoining region in Kangra tea. At that time when we were registering Kangra tea as GI, most of the tea producers in the meeting were discussing about selling their tea holdings. They were not interested in the GI. But thereafter, when there was binding by the government that they cannot sell their lands, their tea holdings, that was not allowed by the government for other purposes, other commercial purposes. So at that time, they were thinking that it's a binding on us. We have to grow tea forcefully by the government. but now they are realizing the benefits after when it got registration under GI Act. Now 4 to 5 persons, 4 to 5 tea growers in Kangra region around Palampur, they are exporting their teas to European countries like UK, Italy, France, etc., and accruing many financial benefits. And now their turnover is in crores. So they are now very happy after registration of geographical indication Kangra tea as GI, and also we have filed for them in European Union also for registration of Kangra tea in European Union also. So these could be the benefits of geographical indications if these are managed in a proper manner. So other IP is trade secret, or also known as undisclosed information. Undisclosed information is protected information which is not generally known among or readily accessible to persons that normally deal with the kind of information in question. There are a few good examples of trade secrets. Well-known examples of trade secrets are Pepsi and Cola, where they do not have protected they did not have protection for as patent for their formulations. They have protected it as trade secret, because if you think that your invention is capable enough so that it could accrue benefits after 20 years also, after the expiry of the term of patent also, then you can also think of a registration under trade secrets. So it's nothing but it's a contract act which is regulated as per a contract act of 1972. So you can also go for trade secrets where information is kept secret between a few persons who are employees of that company or the owners of that company. And even in such cases like Pepsi and Cola, it is commonly said that they 6 or 5 or 6 people, they do not know each other, and even the company has managed in such a way that company doesn't allow them to fly together, so that they might not come in contact with each other, so that formula should not be shared among them. So each person is having some part of formula. So in this way, as trade secret, IP can be kept as a secret and could be used for a longer period than patents. Then this is integrated circuit layout design. This is also important intellectual property right, because you see there are many circuits in the markets now, like transistors, like diodes and transistors. The combination of these diodes, transistors and gates, etc. So these form circuits, and these circuits are also unique. It's a unique IP. It could be a unique IP of the inventor, so it is also protected as a IP, intellectual property. Then there are plant varieties and farmers' rights. As we know that we do not allow plant patents in India. So there are plant patents in countries like US, but we are not having patents for the plants. So we have modified a new law. We have come up with a new law that is known as Protection of Plant Varieties and Farmers' Rights. So this act is in place since 2000, where the country is providing protection for new plant varieties, as well as the interests of farmers are also kept in mind in that act. They are also given proper importance in that act. This is another form of IP. So what is patent, as we have discussed also? So for what purpose the patent is granted, and who grants this? So the purpose is that, so we can see that a patent is granted for an invention, and the government grants the patent to the inventor in exchange of full disclosure of the invention. So this is must, that you will have to disclose all of your invention, everything ABCD up to Z, each and everything you will have to disclose in your invention. If at a later stage the patent office or the government comes to know that you have hidden some information, not provided it properly in the patent documents, then government has the right to revoke your patent. So full disclosure of the invention is must. Objective of the patent, as the objective of other intellectual property rights as well, to encourage inventors and the working of patented inventions on commercial scale. This is also, the second part is also conditioned in the Patent Act, that the invention, which is your patented invention, that should be worked in India to the fullest extent. Meaning thereby that if we take examples of vaccines, if the company which is the owner of the patent for that vaccine, if that company is not working on that invention to the fullest extent, that that vaccine is not available in the market to such a scale to the needs, to fulfill the needs of each and everyone in the country, then patent office under the Patent Act can allow third parties also to work on that invention, so that the demand of the country or the people is met appropriately. So what can be patented as per Indian Patent Act and what cannot be patented? So any invention concerning with composition, construction or manufacture of a substance, of an article, of an apparatus, an industrial type of process, all these are patented. All these fall under the category of patents. You can file patents for all of these. So, and what cannot be patented as per our act? So you can see that any artistic creation, because it is a subject matter of copyright, so it cannot be patented. Artistic creations, for example, performance of some artist in some concert, so that could be copyrighted, but that cannot be subject matter of patent. Mathematical methods also, then business schemes, and invention related to atomic and nuclear energy, these are not patented. So these are also as per Indian Patent Act, and they do not cover under patented inventions, and anything prohibited by the National Patents Law or the Indian Patent Act. So these can be perpetual machines, etc. Those are not patented, which are against the principles, natural principles. So what we require for getting a patent? So first of all, these are the criteria. Invention should be novel. Any invention which is novel or having the criteria of novelty, that means that it should not be published anywhere or not used in India. And then it should be non-obvious. A feature that makes the invention non-obvious to the person skilled in the art. So meaning thereby, if it's an invention in the field of engineering, then it should be novel to a person who is a skilled engineer or a capable engineer in that field. And thereafter, it should be useful and it should have industrial application. So these are the criteria for patentability. If these criteria are okay, then you can go for filing patent application for your invention. So problem, first in the first phase you are having problem, then you provided a solution, then you looked that whether your solution is having the criteria of novelty, non-obviousness, or industrial application. Then thereafter, if these criteria are there, then your solution is an invention. Now you can go for patenting that invention. Term of the patent, as I already have told you, it's 20 years now in the Patent Act 2005 from the date of filing. And the filing date is considered as the date of priority, and the 20 years are counted from the date of filing of your patent and not from the date of grant of your patent. For all types of inventions, this is now for 20 years. So as far as obtaining patents is concerned, how is a patent obtained? Then inventor files the full disclosure of the invention in the patent office on a specific format, and there are forms in the patent rules. They are filed, and thereafter, what patent office does on those disclosures? Patent office conducts searches to ascertain the prerequisites, and those prerequisites are novelty, inventiveness, non-obviousness. Though patent office conducts search for these prerequisites, and thereafter, if these are satisfied, thereafter patent office publishes the application in the specified journal of patent office, and thereafter examination, the patent application goes to patent examiner. He examines the patent application with all aspects, from all aspects, and raises objection to the applications. If those objections are met satisfactorily to the conditions of patent office, then patent office allows the grant of that patent. This is the process at the patent office. What is required for drafting of a patent specification? The main components of a patent specification are, first of all, you will have to decide an appropriate title, which should be concise and precise, and should not be lengthy, and should not be confusing. Then, field of the invention, you will have to properly mention in which field your invention is working, on what solution, in which field your solution is provided by the invention. Then prior art and its drawbacks, you will have to provide the literature survey which you have conducted during that different phases of your invention, and what are those drawbacks in the prior art. You will have to mention your advantages over the prior art, and then you will have to provide objectives of the invention, and then summary of the invention, brief description of the drawings, if any. If you are having machines, apparatus, etc., then you will have to give descriptions of those drawings in the patent specification. Then detailed description of the invention, that is also required. Then most important part, and the only part which is legally covered, are your claims. So that's why claims have to be drafted very carefully, and whatever you give in those claims and whatever claims you make, only those are your rights in the patent application. If you by mistake or by some other thing you leave some claims, then those could be claimed by some other one by way of modification in the invention. So that's why this is very important part. Then drawings and abstracts also have to be given in the patent specification. Now the procedure which is adopted by the patent office before filing. Now you can see this is the stage 1 before filing of the patent application. So you can see here, so knowledge is there in the public domain. The inventor is looking at the public domain knowledge also, and he is acquiring some knowledge from there and working in his private domain. And thereafter he reached had some invention. Now that invention is in his private domain. It's separate from the public domain. And then stage 2, after doing this, after filing and during examination, now this is the work of patent office. Patent examiner is making a deep examination of your application, and he's keeping in view the knowledge in the public domain. He is searching for novelty of the invention. Thereafter, in the stage 3, after grant of patent, if in the last stage you can see if patent office is okay or agrees with your invention, that it grants the patent. And thereafter, in the stage 3, after grant of patent, you can see that your invention can be used by by your permission for making further modifications or further inventions with your permission only. So it is after the grant of patent until 20 years. And thereafter, after 20 years, your invention is now also, after the expiry of the patent, it's also the part of now public domain. And now inventor has to start a new invention based upon now public domain knowledge. Beneficiary, now we can see who are beneficiaries of patent grant. The inventor, because he is now secured from competitions, he can exploit the invention for his gains, for his financial gains. He can debar others from using his invention till 20 years, till the period of the patent. And the public is also at the benefit, because inventions are now have become public knowledge also, and technology is available to the government now. After the expiry of patent, government or public can use that technology, and cheaper and better products are available in the market. So these are the benefits of the patent grant. Contents of a patent documents, these are bibliographic data, references to background information, then complete details of the invention, drawings, if any, as I mentioned, list of claims to be patentee, the claims which belong to the patentee. These are precautionary measures before filing a patent application. As I already have told that application should have a clear title. So title should not be confusing. Moreover, it should not be lengthy. It should be crisp. And novelty search should be conducted first. So as I already have mentioned that we also conduct novelty search for inventions and those which come to us for filing of the patent. We conduct patent searches, then we forward them to TIFAC for further filing with patent office free of any cost. So there is a patent facilitation program in TIFAC under which these are concerned, and our patent information centers are also covered under that scheme of Government of India, that is patent facilitation program, which is governed by the TIFAC at DST. So patent specification, as we all know it, this is the most important document, and it's a vital document. It should be drafted carefully. So while doing novelty searches, we are having here with us freely available softwares are also free, because we can search it on freely available sources as well as on paid databases also. So we search, we conduct web searching, and we also conduct searching on CD-ROMs. That, for example, for Thomson database, Orbit database, and thereafter we also conduct full document supply to the inventors if they request. And we are having a charge of ₹2,500 for conducting novelty search at our Patent Information Center at Shimla. So on regular basis, we are receiving those requests and we are filing patent search reports to them. And if the inventor is interested, then we are further forwarding those applications to Department of Science and Technology for seeking financial grant and further filing with Patent Office. So web searching, as far as web searching is concerned, so this facility is available, provided by us also, and also by the TIFAC and Patent Facilitation Center of TIFAC. United States databases, European databases, China databases, Indian databases, etc. So we also conduct this type of patent searching also. So we can see that there are 4 patent offices in the country, and for the northern region it is Delhi. Eastern region is Kolkata, and it's also the head office of patent, all the 4 patent offices. Then Mumbai office, and then Chennai office. So now you can decide where you have to file as per your region. These are regional offices, patent offices. So this is the patents. This is by Abraham Lincoln. Patents add fuel of interest to the fire of genius. So at that time they were they knew the importance of patents at that time also. However, we also are now giving more importance to IP sector. The problem is that in terms of filing of patents, our ranking is low at the world level. However, in terms of publications, we are at the 3rd. Our ranking at 3rd at the global level. And the reason is that the conditions here in India is that if you are working as a PhD student or an MTech student or an MSc student, BTech student, then you go for publication of your research, because this is the criteria for fulfilling of your research degrees. However, if you file for patent first and thereafter, it may take some few months, it may take some time, but that is more beneficial if you go for filing of the patent. That's why the innovation index, the ranking in terms of filing of patent is low in India. So we are ranked 60th in this, and in terms of publication, we are at 3rd rank. So these are our activities at HIMCOSTE. We are conducting these searches for patent applications which are receiving from different universities. And also I would like to mention that we are having now this financial year, we are having 8 IPR cells. So earlier we were also having IPR cell at NIT, but since I think for the last 2 years, we are not receiving any request for renewal of that IPR cell from NIT Hamirpur. Otherwise, we had a center there. I think in the year 2018 and up to 19, we were having IPR cell at NIT Hamirpur. So I would like to request Dr. Watts that this year we will like to have a that IPR cell at NIT also. We will be interested in renewal of that center if you are also interested in that. So these are our activities at HIMCOSTE. We perform patent search for inventors. We forward this novel application to Department of Science and Technology for further financial grant and for further filing the patent application with the Patent Office of the Government of India. Then apart from patents, so I would also like to mention that on an average basis, we are receiving around 40 to 50 patent search applications on yearly basis. Out of those, around 10 applications which are found novel, we are forwarding those to Government of India for further filing of patents. So we are conducting patent searches on many applications, but which are only found novel, we only forward those applications to Government of India. And thereafter, apart from this, we are also working on registration of valuable traditional products of the state, which are somehow associated with traditional cultural expressions of the people of our state. And these products are parts of their economy. These such products are also part of their culture, rich culture, and by virtue of their origin in those cultures, in those tribal cultures or in those far-flung areas, they have now become good items for good commerce, and those such items we are taking protection as geographical indications. We prepare geographical indication applications for the stakeholders, and then along with requisite fees of the Government of India statutory fees, we file this application with GI Registry Office that is located in Chennai. And we are working on many products as I have mentioned you. Recently, these are few patent searches which we have conducted last year, and we are receiving many more. And we are working for providing help to scientists, innovators by virtue of conducting patent searches for them on regular basis and at a very rapid pace, so that those inventors are helped by our Patent Information Center. So these are last year's the inventions which we have done last year. And apart from this, we are having a policy of the state government on geographical indications. So now Government of Himachal Pradesh has declared HPPIC, that is our Patent Information Center, housed in HIMCOSTE, as a nodal agency for protection of IPRs and geographical indications in the state, and by this notification which I mentioned here. So as per this notification, we are taking our authority from this notification in filing of geographical indication applications with Government of India. And by virtue of this notification, we were able to file many products under Geographical Indications Act, and few of them, these are registered geographical indications. These are 9 products: Kullu shawl, Kangra tea, Kinnauri shawl, Chamba rumal, Kangra painting, Himachali chulli oil, Himachali kala jeera, Chamba chappal, Lawli knitted socks and gloves. All these have acquired now geographical indication status. And on the extreme right, these are number of registered authorized users. However, this is not updated. We have crossed around 170 in case of Kullu shawl, and more than 40 in Kangra tea, and then Kinnauri shawl. All these are authorized users of registered geographical indications. Also, we are working on other applications which have been filed with the Patent Office, Geographical Indication Registry Office. Now, in this table, we are, this is summary of all geographical indications. In the extreme left, you can see 9 products, which I already told. These are registered geographical indications from Himachal. And on the extreme right, these are the 9 products which we are working this year as per decision of the government of Himachal. So government has authorized us to work on this red rice, kinori apple, Thachi metal craft, Himachali dham, kinori jewelry, Himachali musical instruments, Sipawadi of Mandi, Simori loya, Himachali cap, etc. to work to register these products as GI during the current financial year, that is 2022-2023. So this is part of budget speech of the government. This has come reflected in the budget assurance, and we have been assigned this duty by the government to work on these products in this year. And apart from these, we are also working on, we have filed for Spiti Sharma. This is Seabuk thorn. It's a medicinal herb and it has many products which are in trade now, squashes, jams, jellies, etc. and many other products, Seabuk thorn. It's a very useful herb. Then we are working on Saloni Sfed Makkah. We have filed the application for registration of Saloni Sfed Makkah also. It is from Chamba region of Himachal. And then we are also working on Chamba metal craft. We have prepared its application and it is now filed with Government of India. And we are also working on Kursog Kulthi. This is a pulse from Kursog region of Mandi district. And on this product, we are working with CSK HP Krishi Vishwavidyalaya Palampur. So they are working on this. The R&D they are doing on this. And after coming up with all physiochemical characteristics of these products, we will be filing this application with Government of India. And thereafter, Chambachuk, this product has also been given in the project mode to CSK HP KV Palampur, and they are preparing this application for the stakeholders and for the Himcoste. So apart from these, there are many lists. There is a long list of such products on which we are working. Probably we will be having around 15 to 16 registered geographical indications by the next year. And apart from this, we are also providing promotional platform to such geographical indications. The product which are the result of creations of the persons who are living in far-flung places, in accessible areas, in tribal areas of Himachal. We are providing them a platform for exhibiting their products and also for a platform for marketing of their products. Generally, we organize these programs in Shimla. We have organized 4 such exhibitions in the last 4 years, and these are on geographical indications. Exhibition and sale on geographical indications of Himachal Pradesh. And we are, the feedback is that most of the persons, in fact, these exhibitions which we have organized in the recent are of 5 to 7 days. And what was the feedback from these exhibitors that we received? Their material was finished by the second day, and they have to call again and again from their native places. They have to bring that material for exhibiting again and keeping it for the sale purpose at this Indira Gandhi State Sports Complex. So we are getting a huge response for such exhibitions, and also this is a good platform for marketing of such valuable traditional products. And now these products are getting those markets which they actually deserve. Otherwise, they were just not coming to the forefront, and they were not in picture elsewhere in the world or in the country, apart from their only place of their origin. So you can contact us for any kind of help which you can or you want to take from us. So we are already there to help you, either in terms of patent searching or in terms of patent filing or any other IP or GIs. If any of your students, few days back I was receiving calls from some student from NIT Hamirpur for working with us on such type of products which are part of self-sustainability of rural people of the state. So we are ready to collaborate with, I mean to say that with NIT in such kind of endeavors. So any questions, sir?
Any question from a audience side, sir? Any question?
Hello.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, that's how it was a very informative talk. Thanks
Okay.
for all the information. There is a small question that I have in mind.
Right, sir.
What are the rights of the inventor for a patent?
What are the
Rights of the inventor.
when you acquire a patent right, so right from the beginning, when you acquire patent right, it means that you have exclusive right on the working of your invention. So this is exclusive right. You can debar others from working on your invention, and you are having a full right of the you can say that I can say that you are having all rights for working of your invention, from belonging from production of your invention to the marketing of your invention to the use of your invention. Everything is with you.
Sir, does this right belong to the inventor or to the assignee? That means
Yes, sir. So the right is to the applicant. So applicant is the owner. Basically, applicant is the owner. Now you can be having MOU, memorandum of understanding with the between inventor and the applicant.
that means if I have a patentable and if NIT Hamirpur is the applicant, then NIT Hamirpur becomes the owner.
Right, sir. NIT Hamirpur is the owner in such cases, and the inventor is also a right holder, but that should be reflected in terms of some agreement. Because the inventor is there, but right holder is, in that case, right holder is NIT Hamirpur. Because patent would be issued in the name of applicant.
That actually means that the inventor loses all the rights, right?
No, the freedom is with the inventor whether he wants to file through NIT Hamirpur or not.
No, that's okay. But once he files through NIT Hamirpur, then he loses all the rights.
We cannot say like this that he is losing all his rights, because he can cover his rights through agreement with NIT.
Okay, so there has to be a separate agreement with NIT Hamirpur for each
yes, sir. So inventor can decide his terms and condition for coming to that platform with NIT.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, sir.
Any other question, sir, from any side? Audience side, any other question?
Namaskar, sir. This is Rajivan here. Your talk was very informative, and I had the opportunity to hear you earlier also. In addition to what has been asked, my small query is that once a patent is granted, then what is the next step actually which should be done?
After granting of patent, the most important step is filing of renewal fees. So if you do not renew your patent, it could be revoked by the Government of India. So this is very important. Otherwise, we think once it is granted, then it is for 20 years without any formality or without any charges, without any renewal fee, etc. But this is very important to file renewal fees time to time to keep your patent alive. Otherwise, Government of India can remove it from the register of patents.
No, like for example, if we have filed a patent and it is granted, then what about its commercialization of that particular product?
So as far as commercialization is concerned, either you will have to search for such organizations or departments which are involved in the commercialization of patents, commercialization of IP, or you will have to yourself search for such organizations which would help you in commercialization of your invention. At the government level, there are many organizations which are helping in commercialization. So one is TIFAC, Patent Facilitation Center of the TIFAC is helping in commercialization. Other is NRDC, and many other such organizations are there which are helping in commercialization of your patents. But the condition is that you should, you might have routed from their channel for filing the patent.
Okay. So
Yes.
if it is not through their channel, they will not help?
They may or may not help. That depends upon them whether your invention is of some use to them or not. Otherwise, if you are routing from them, then it is binding on them that they will have to provide you the platforms where you will be easily exploiting your invention commercially.
Okay. All
Yes.
right. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you, ma'am.
Hello, sir. Myself, Subhash Chand.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I have small query. It is on some slide number somewhere 4041, where
Okay,
you
sir.
have listed the users. For example, Kangra Tea.
Okay, sir. This
GI
is,
user. Yeah, this one.
yes, sir.
Authorized user. What is this authorized users? For example, Kangra Tea. Then users means.
Sir, actually, geographical indication register is in two parts. So one is part
Okay.
A, where the all particulars of the application are kept. For example, if you are preparing application for say Kangra tea, then all particulars, all the information that is provided by you, that is kept in part A of the register. And part B of the register contains all the information about those persons who are working in that field in that particular area. So if I say that here are 38 numbers against the name of Kangra tea, it means that in Kangra area, there are 38 users of that GI who are using that GI tag for selling their
Okay,
products.
sir. Those
As Kangra
tea garden holders. Tea garden holders.
Tea
Right.
garden, you can say tea garden holders, or you can also say all are covered under this. Even a person who is involved in the packaging of that tea, he can also become authorized user. Even a single
Similarly-
person, even a small person who is involved in the trade of that GI, of that product, he can become authorized user of that GI as per Act of the Geographical Indication.
Okay, sir. Okay, okay.
Now, I would also like to mention that this is mandatory in the GI Act that registration is necessary in both parts, whether it is part A or whether it is part B, but registration has to be taken in both parts. So if you want to sell Kangra tea, if you are belonging from Kangra, then you will have to take registration as authorized user. Otherwise, you cannot sell that tea as Kangra tea. So
We have to specify
Sir, I
who
have-
will be. Yeah. Okay.
I have another small query. It is mentioned here on this slide that Kangra tea, as the example was taken, has 38 authorized users, or as you are saying, they are using the GI.
Yes, ma'am.
Is it like similarly for your Kulu shawl, we have 145. So now that means there are already 145 units, we can say, or persons who have already been granted GI. Is it like that?
Yes, ma'am. It is like that. In case of Kullu shawl, approximately 80 to 90% of these 145 are having their Kullu shawl selling units there in the Kullu Valley.
Okay, okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Now same unit, for example, same जैसे Kangra, like example of Kangra painting is there. So
Yes, ma'am.
6 persons are holding this
GI, right? Yes, ma'am.
GI. Now
Yes,
Kangra paintings are well established कि उसमें क्या क्या है. But can another painting be categorized as Kangra painting and its GI be taken?
Kangra paintings has already been defined in the application which paintings would be known as Kangra painting. It has already been given in the specification of the application Kangra painting.
No, that will be given for everything. That what is Kullu shawl, what will be Kinori shawl, what will be Chamba Rumal, that will be identified. But since there are number of registered authorized users are more than one, so is it that if I want to take a GI of Kangra painting and I have a new painting design with me, will it be possible to file a GI for that?
GI is already there, but you will have to become authorized user of that GI. So conditions for
Authorized user of that GI.
yes, ma'am.
Okay.
So the condition for becoming authorized user is that you should be working as per the specification of that GI. So if it is a case of Kullu shawl, then you will have to make your Kullu shawl as per the specification which is described in the GI application. That means that your shawl should be produced on a khadi, that is handloom, and specification, sizes, etc. of your shawl should be as per the conditions that are mentioned in the GI application. Sizes also given there, even themes are also given there, and the wool which is used in those shawls that is also mentioned in the application. All these are mentioned along with.
What about Kangra paintings? Because we can never restrict upon paintings.
No, we cannot restrict on anything. You can make paintings, but you cannot call your painting as a Kangra painting if it is produced outside the territory of Kangra without the permission of authorized users. So that is the definition. So we cannot restrict the making of paintings, or we cannot restrict the idea of making paintings, expressing idea in terms of paintings. But only those paintings will be known as Kangra paintings, which are produced in a particular geography, that is of Kangra region, and which are produced by the persons who are expert in that field, Kangra painting field, because they are making their paintings as per the specifications which is provided in the application. So any painting which is not falling under the specification of Kangra painting would not be called as Kangra painting.
Okay.
Yes.
Maybe, sir, if you have some different kind of innovation, they'll not be known as a Kangra painting, but they will be named something else.
Then it may not come under GI. Will that come under GI then?
They can come under GI. You will have to file separate application for GI. That is the now discretion of the government, whether government would grant you that GI or not. They would ask you to provide your uniqueness and the comparative analysis, how your painting is different than the Kangra painting. If you are successful in proving that, only then government will decide in your favor.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Dr. Shashidharji, my question to you was, in case you innovate, in a different way, the paintings while being in Kangra. So in place of giving the name as a Kangra painting, they can be named differently. I mean, they can be different type of patent, and maybe probably the name would be different. Because you will not have the same kind of specification as that of Kangra painting.
Yes, so
but the specification would be different. The name also could be kept different as a.
Yeah, name you can keep a different name because the GI Act provides protection for the name.
Yeah, right.
So protection is for the name. So Kangra cannot be misused in terms of paintings if you are making paintings outside the territory of that Kangra region, and apart from or beyond the conditions of that specification, if you are making some other type of paintings, then such paintings cannot be called as Kangra paintings.
They will not be called Kangra painting, but they can be named else. You may be in Kangra. You may be around the region of Kangra.
Yes, you can be in Kangra,
right?
but you will have to adhere to the norms of GI Kangra painting.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you so much.
Yes, thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
Any other question from any side? No question.
Good afternoon, sir. Actually, I got disconnected, so I apologize if I am repeating any question. My question is that if we go through HIMCOSTE in filing the patent, what is the average time that is required to get it filed?
Oh, okay, sir. So this is a question a lot of inventor ask us because up to searching of the patent searching, etc., that is in our hands here at HIMCOSTE. So we can assure that within a period of 1 month, we would be able with patent search report. We would be providing you patent search report within a period of 1 month once you file patent searching fee. But thereafter, if you want to file through us, then we forward applications to Department of Science and Technology, where they generally take about 2 to 3 months on constituting a group that belongs to type of inventions of your ones. That is type of your invention. They constitute a group, and that group meets around after 2 to 3 months. So we can say that it may take 4 to 5 months in filing through that channel. this is minimum period. It may take 1 or 2 months more. This is minimum period 5 to 6 months in filing of patent application through our channel, because we forward to DST. So when DST files that we cannot control that process, but we can ask them to file early. So we remain asking them. We are having around 4 patent applications last year we have filed with them to the patent office. Those on an average, those applications have taken 8 to 9 months from your application to the filing stage.
Okay, what are the advantages as a filing user I will get going through HIMCOSTE, or why should I go through HIMCOSTE?
So the most important benefit is that the cost of filing patent and thereafter every process before the completion, before the grant of the patent, the cost is around 1.5 lakhs to 2 lakhs rupees. So if you come through this DST channel, or from R then to DST from this channel, so everything is free of cost. So that is the advantage.
Okay.
Yes, sir. So you would not be required to pay any statutory fee. You would not be required to pay any attorney fee.
You people are also helping in writing the patent, because we are new in this area and we don't know that how to write. So everything will be done, or we have to write it itself and then.
Yeah, right, sir. So everything will be done by the Patent Facilitation Center of DST. They help in drafting of the patent specification through patent attorneys. They draft the claims, and few information that is required to be taken from you, that authorized attorneys of the Patent Facilitation Center in the TIFAC, they automatically seek that information from you if once your case is forwarded to them after the financial grant of DST. Because if DST finalizes that they agree on filing for you with the patent office, they thereafter forward the case to patent attorneys. Those are enlisted, those are empaneled by Department of Science and Technology, Government of India. They forward your patent application to those attorneys. Thereafter, those attorneys would be in contact with you, and they would be extracting the information that is required from you. Thereafter, they send complete specification, complete application to you for signing by either by you or by NIT.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Right, sir.
Any other query from any side? मैम आप कुछ बोलना चाहेंगे?
Yeah, we are thankful to Dr. Shashidhar ji for sparing his valuable time and enlightening our all faculty and the students have joined, sir. Thank you so much. And I am sure we are having MOU with you, and there will be a lot of patents now coming up from these faculty members after you have satisfactorily answered their queries. And probably you will be helping them, sir. This is my request to you as a team.
Sure.
Thank you so much. And we'll keep in touch with certain other kind of endeavors. Yeah. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you one and all for joining.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, Dr.
Thanks a lot, one and all joined in this e-platform. And again, thanks to the Mr. Shashidhar for offering the opportunity for helping our faculty in processing of the filing and drafting and searching of the patent. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for giving this opportunity, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Now everyone can leave. Okay, thank you very much.